Hello, in this video I want to share with you a few pretty cool things I learned from Jordan Belford. Um, Mostly he talks about communication, communication skills. Before I begin, down below there's a link, and if you do click on it, there's some training on how you yourself can make some pretty good cash using social media and various platforms on that. Now, if you're not sure who Jordan Belford is, he's that guy that they made the movie The Wolf of Wall Street about. The movie with the most F-bombs. Now, whether you like him or you don't, the fact is he did make a bunch of money. I think he was worth $200 million around that time at his height. Uh, Not sure what he went to jail for, but the reality is he was a good salesperson, okay? And, and the funny thing is that movie, many of the things in the movie was actually true, except when he was driving and he like crashed and everything. It wasn't a Lamborghini; it was a Mercedes. He said, and also when the boat went down, like right after that, his plane crashed. But he said that the only thing they grabbed was they thought the boat was going to go down. They're like, grab the loos, grab the trucks. That was the only thing they grabbed. They made it, and the water was electrocuted and everything. He told his friend, doesn't matter, just go grab it. He came back with 30-degree burns, hair all messed up. But hey, you got the lubes. I thought that was pretty funny. But let's talk about what made Jordan wealthy, what made him successful. And according to him, is because he discovered something called the straight line system for closing. And what happened is he kind of cracked the code for taking anybody. It doesn't matter what their education level, they're stupid as heck, doesn't matter anything about them, and enabled them within a short period of time to be very effective in closing and making deals happen. And that was the game changer according to him. He cracked that code, and I believe that. And but before that, he stumbled on a niche in the marketplace, which was selling $5 stock to people who were very, very wealthy, who had money to buy into it. And nobody did that before him, but that was a good thing. But when it really enabled him to catapult his money and success and build Stratton, that company, was the straight line closing system, was the whole system of training people. And it kind of reminds me a little bit like network marketing. I don't know if you ever heard of those companies. Um, but I used to do network marketing a long, long time ago. And, they sometimes they show you on a piece of paper, you recruit this person, that person. And it all looks like, you know, fine and dandy, like the easiest thing since sliced bread, or a very easy thing. But the reality system of my experience was, I busted my butt, got rejected a ton, and I, recruited like 200 people. And out of 200 people, only two people really made me the most amount of money. It's like everybody else just kind of quit or didn't do nothing. So training people is very, very difficult. So I do kind of believe that. All right. Well, another thing that he talks about, Jordan Belford, is that there are many people out there who are brilliant, talented, who have a very, very good idea. They can help a lot of people out, and they can make some good cash, provide for their family, but they lack one skill, and that is they can't sell worth a damn. And because of that one skill, they struggle, and they can't do anything. They can't move their ideas, and they can't be successful. And the skill is learnable. Warren Buffett was asked a while back ago in an interview, interesting question by someone. That is, what can we do to make ourselves more valuable to the workplace? And Warren Buffett didn't mention anything about stocks or investing or insurance or Coke. Go buy Geico stock. He didn't say anything like that. What he said was, go take a course in sales and communication. And what helped him was a Dale Carnegie course on communication, really saved his life and made him very more effective. See, without the ability to influence and persuade, you can't really put yourself out there in the world and be known for who you really are, okay? Another thing that Jordan Belford talks about is, I'm sure you heard this, communication's 45% of tone of voice, 45% body language, 10% words. And a lot of people think words don't matter. And well, the words are more logical, while the body language and tone of voice is more emotional. But the reality is, when you're talking, words do matter 100%. Okay, but the reality is, most of the time you're not going to be talking, so it's your body language and a lot more communication messages that you're sending to somebody when you're listening to them. Are you an active listener? Are you on your phone when someone's talking to you? That's the worst, right? Um, so yeah, that's really the core part of what he talks about in communication. Uh, okay. Another rule of what she has is that uh, you should have about 75% eye contact. Any more, you just come off kind of creepy. And he told a story about one guy who will never look at him in the eyes, and he just never trusted the guy. He's like, "Well, I don't want to do business with him." So I don't know. What do you think about that? There's definitely some good truth to that. Um, Lastly, I want to talk about this. Harvard did this study where someone has about 5 seconds to make a very good impression. And if you make a bad impression within that 5 seconds of meeting for someone for the first time, it takes about 7 meetings to change someone's impression. Do you think that's true or realistic? I do. I do. I think we'd all do. We form opinions about people very quickly, and once it's there, we don't want to change it. It's a very hard thing to do. So whether you're looking for a job or you're selling a product or whatever it is, when you first meet someone for the first time, the first impression matters a lot. And what Jordan Belford recommends is you have to come across as an expert, sharp, and enthusiastic. And so, how do you do that? Well, through tonality and body language, talking about how you dress a certain way, that definitely people judge you by your looks. It's just a matter of fact, it is. They carry themselves a certain way. Um, and with confidence, to be seen like an expert and stuff like that, he talks about you want to act as if you're already wealthy and you will become wealthy. I don't know if that's BS or not. I think there's a little bit of truth to that, but you don't want to be delusional. And when he says delusional, is if someone doesn't do the work to be wealthy, they just act like they are. They live in a fantasy land. So you have to kind of like act in a certain way to be wealthy, but also do the work. So there you go. I think I read something like that from Tom Hopkins a long time ago, who was like a real estate salesperson who was very successful. Anyway, just some thoughts on communication, some cool stuff that I picked up I want to share with you. I hope you liked the video. If you did, just hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. If you are interested in entering the online world to make some money, uh, there's a lot of things you can do. It's a crazy, crazy world. I mean, it's an exciting time to live our lives. Of course, the bad news is job security is very hard out there. Things are changing so quickly, and that's why the good education is worth so much because it's a shortcut. You're learning from people who made a bunch of mistakes, so you don't have to make the mistakes. Okay, it's very, very important you realize this because um, if you do the wrong thing and if you don't know what you're doing, you could spend a bunch of time and energy and not make nothing. Okay, so I don't want to see you do that. So check it out. Click on the link below. There's some great training and education on making some money online, good money. Okay. Anyways, I hope you do like this video. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and bye for now.